Kray-Ex.
Hey there everybody, this arrived from Amazon. Let's get it open and see what's in there. Steel Marauder. I've actually held off on purchasing this for quite a while. I don't know why, it's just there was an original version of this that was kind of like satin, but we'll talk about that in a bit. Let's look at this real quick. It says it's 9 inches with an overall length of 14 1/8, AUS-8 steel, which is like a stainless steel. The weight is 12.4 ounces. The blade thickness is fairly thick at 4.7 millimeters. The handle is 5 1/8 and it's Kray-Ex overmolded. So is that showing there? The Marauder. Let's get it open. Some tape on it here. Let's cut that. Okay. Well, first things first, you get a Kray-Ex sheath, fiberglass reinforced Kray-Ex sheath. Looks like a clip point Bowie design. Has lots of eyelets and lashing points, so you can strap this to a backpack or a tactical vest or a sled or God knows what you might want to connect it to. You also have a reversible nylon belt loop here, which has Velcro and a snap, so it's pretty darn secure. Big generous belt loop. You got the upper retention strap. I see there is a little steel or aluminum eyelet there. Now, that feels weird bracing your finger up against that when you go to pull it, because normally my hand goes up farther, so a little unusual, but no big deal. Yeah, there's a weep hole down in there. See that green light shining through? So, it does have a drainage hole. Basic Kray-Ex sheath. Got a little oil on the blade. See, is this in focus? Probably not. Cold steel AUS-8 Taiwan. And then this side, of course, says Marauder. Now I've heard people say that these are decal. They can, like, you can take a thin razor and scrape them off, and it does look like it is. This has some oil on this side, so. But yeah, that's weird if they're decal. I guess it's no big deal, but would have been nice to have it laser etched or whatever. But this is a budget knife. Looks like it's 3/16 of an inch thick just to look at it. Is that on the camera? Check that out, how it gets narrow kind of towards the point and then fattens out again as it gets near the tip. Like, that's kind of interesting. It's got a kind of a gray bead blasted finish there, that stone tumbled look. It's got a really super long false edge, but you see how fat it is. It's just a swedge. Now, I think the old version of this was very steep hollow grind. Like, you could feel it instantly. There's the saber line, because this is a saber ground knife, but then from the saber line down, it would be pretty steep hollow grind. This feels like it's a true saber, like it's not hollowed out at all. You see if I can show that. You just get the light to hit it just right. It's just pretty flat, like a flat V down to that little secondary edge. So I think this is just a true saber, which means it's a little thicker behind the edge, which should make it a little tougher, less likely to break or chip out. Has a sharpening choil there. You can't really get up on there. But you have the hand guard here, and you got kind of a mid-range, like finger guard. There's actually a name for it, but it's slipping my mind at the moment because I'm shooting a video, so why wouldn't it? But it's got a big fat Coke bottle swill and then a taper in the handle, which is kind of nice. Lots of texturing. You got diamonds and ridges. Kind of curves back here so it won't slide out of your hand, but then this finger guard would prevent that also. So you could choke back on it pretty far. You could even go clear back here if you had to. I don't know how good a rubber hand guard is. I suppose it's better than nothing, but it'll stop your hand from sliding up onto the blade, which is good. But like if you were fighting with this, I don't know how much it's going to stop another blade coming down on you. Yeah, it feels kind of forward heavy. See, where is that balance at? Right there. Yeah, it's a kind of forward heavy. So it kind of has like that big chopper knife feel. Even though overall it doesn't feel like a very heavy knife. I mean, it feels pretty good in my hand. I really don't love this. I can feel it poking into my finger right off the bat. You could reverse grip it with your pinky down here, which is actually not that bad. So yeah, I thought that was going to be undoable, but it's actually fairly comfortable. So that's good to know. Yeah, if anything, it's just poking into the side of my finger, which I could file some of that off, but you know, I don't know if it's a deal breaker anyway or anything. It's basically a stick tang that goes through and is pinned in at the end. But let's get some measurements here of our own. Half of this video is probably not even in focus because I'm working with a tripod and I can't see what's going on. I keep hitting the focus button and not a damn thing's happening. Oh, God. What a worthless iPhone camera, dude. Worthless. Okay, the cutting edge is almost, I'd say it's 8 5/8. It's just behind 8 3/4 to that cutting edge. The overall blade's about 9 1/8. The overall knife is 14 3/8, just shy of 14 1/2. Where you would grip it is about almost 5 inches, just a hair shy of 5 inches. The widest part of the blade is 1 7/8, just about 2 inches. So it's a pretty wide blade. And the thickness of the steel stock is 3/16, just over 1/8 of an inch. It's a nice fat 3/16, so that's good. I don't really like going below 3/16 for a big knife, you know. Gets too thin. Okay, let's do a paper cutting test. Got a handy dandy sheet of printer paper here. This is right out of the box, just still has some of that oil on there. Let's see if this thing arrives sharp at all. I mean, it's doing it, but it's kind of jaggedy. Certainly not a great edge, but at least it's paper cutting sharp. It's not horrible, it just needs stropped, but it's got kind of a needle sharp tip on that stout. It's thick, but it gets really pointy. I don't know if it's showing on there, but yeah, it'll do it, but it's definitely a rough cut. So you definitely want to strop this, get a finer edge on it. I don't think you have to get crazy sharpening it or anything though. Okay, the sheath by itself, if I can get it all on there, is 4.4 ounces, so pretty lightweight. The sheath and the knife together is 1 pound, 1.6 ounces. And the knife all by itself is 13.3 ounces. The knife by itself in grams is 375 grams. If you add the sheath, 500 grams. And the sheath by itself is 124 grams. Alright, size comparison time. Here it is beside the Cold Steel GI Tonto. Just so you can get an idea of the size difference there. And here it is beside an SE6. And here it is beside a Cold Steel Leatherneck. Well, there you have it. It's the Cold Steel Marauder in AUS-8 stainless steel. Big old Bowie knife, giant clip point, saber ground. This one isn't very hollow. If it is, I don't think it is at all. It just feels like a true saber grind, which is nice, gives it a little extra strength. It's a big knife, kind of a budget-friendly knife. It gets a little more pricey, it seems like, as time goes on, but still, I'd say it qualifies as a budget knife. Probably worth the money. If you don't like anything about it, it'll probably be this finger guard, and maybe, you know, some people really don't like the Kray-Ex sheath, but I like them, they're fine. Sometimes they do dull the blades though, like I noticed it a lot on this GI Tonto. It's such a ridiculously tight fit. Even when I put the pressure on the spine, you can just hear it, like it's just filing that edge down to nothing. But in here, it doesn't seem so bad. It does have good retention, like it locks in there, and then if you snap the upper retention strap, pretty quiet, and it's in there. So it's a nice stealthy setup. And it doesn't really feel like the blade edge is rubbing on there too much, so you know, I like that. But overall, I definitely recommend this one. Might not be CPM 3V steel or anything like that, but still, for the price, you're getting a lot of knife for the money. And that bead blasted finish makes it look pretty cool too. But I hope you enjoyed this unboxing review of the Cold Steel Marauder.
This is Joe Doomsday, signing out.